Hi, I'm Mack, and I'm on a mission to see the hurting get healed and the healed go out and heal others, in order for all of us to experience the true love and light we desire. This podcast is me sharing my journey with you, so you don't feel alone in your journey. Welcome to the Golden Rule Revolution. Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Rule Revolution. I am Mack, and thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share this podcast, whatever platform you're watching, whether it's audio or video. I appreciate you joining me on this journey. As I say in the intro, I'm on a mission to see the hurting get healed, healed go out and heal others. And this is me sharing my journey with you so you don't feel alone in your journey. The journey I believe that we are all about to embark on is a significant journey, so much so that this episode is a request that you get prepared, that you prepare yourself right now, your household. And this is not a fear-based narrative. In fact, this is a very calm, grounded, sovereign message. I've had other people on the podcast previously talk about certain things like this, but I want to talk about this today. Please get prepared. The financial system is about to change. The political and economic system is tied together. So there is massive change coming. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's unsustainable. I was listening to someone talk this morning on a podcast, and they were talking about the bondage of Israel in the Bible, the story of the Exodus, and the Israelites were under bondage to Egypt. And then they started talking about the stock market and the bonds collapsing. And I was like, oh, the bond age. The bond age. Well, what is a bond? Let me pull up the definition right now. A bond are can be issued by companies or governments and generally pay a stated interest rate. The market value of a bond changes over time as it becomes more or less attractive to potential buyers. Bonds that are higher quality, more likely to be paid on time, generally offer lower interest rates. Bonds that have shorter maturities, length until full repayment, tend to offer lower interest rates. So bonds are issued by governments and corporations when they want to raise money. Okay, bonds are issued by governments and corporations when they want to raise money. Well, where does money come from? How does a government or corporation source money? It sources money from we, the people. It cannot print, although it does, essentially the true value of money. Talking about the Federal Reserve in the United States. But we've all seen hyperinflation. We've seen inflation. We know the story of the Weimar Republic, or if you have not yet learned that, understand the story of the Weimar Republic when hyperinflation set in. We are leaving in this very moment, and we're going to see the results of it happen soon, the bond age, the bondage. Humanity will be free. My dear brother and sister, I was talking to an eye doctor. I went and got a new prescription yesterday for some new glasses. And I was talking to the eye doctor, and here's this beautiful Asian dear soul in a mask. I'm not. We talked about Trump and talked about her judgment that she has for people that like Trump, and we talked about everything: politics, money, religion, history, philosophy. It was all in a matter of 45 minutes. It was a tremendous conversation. And what I shared with her is that it doesn't matter what the narrative is. We have to track the money. We have to follow the money. And who benefits from all the social narrative out there, the political narrative out there? It is either they, and they is a very small group, but the they is defined as those who run the corporations or the government. Media being a corporation and a pseudo arm of independence, but it's actually tied to corporations and government. So you have government corporations, and media all tied together. Those that run those three institutions, and you can throw in religion into that, which religions are essentially corporations, non-profit corporations or for-profit corporations in the corporate side. But it's all the same thing. You have government, corporations, and media. The triune, unholy trinity that those at the top are the they. They benefit from all the divisive rhetoric. They are the ones who benefit from you getting sick, you going back and getting on a prescription that keeps you going in perpetuity the rest of your life. They get customers, you get sicker. The bank gets customers, you get more debt. Everything is to enslave and strip away from the they perspective the sovereignty and autonomy and power of the individual human being. And I was talking to the doctor yesterday, and she said, you know, I just want to live in a community with people. I said, that movement is happening. And she was saying that she thinks that America's individualistic rhetoric is actually hurting the communal values. And I said, it's actually an and. It's not that rugged individualism is wrong. We all need to be more self-sustaining, more sovereign, more autonomous, more powerful. And we must, in our own power, come together with our neighbors, with groups of other beautiful souls, and band together to create the world, the life, and the environment that we all want to live in. It's not an or, it's an and. So we are leaving the bondage, the bondage. And I am a bondage breaker. That's what it's about, liberating souls. To be a soul liberator is to be a bondage breaker. And dear brother and sister, wherever you are around the world, here in the United States, I know many people watch this from around the world, wherever you are, please be prepared for the change that is coming. That means go right now, today, tomorrow, as soon as you can, and go stock up on enough food that could sustain you and your loved ones for at least 30 days. 30 days. And really think through if stress happens and fear and what your predisposition is. Some people get stressed, they don't eat. Some people get stressed, they do eat. Really think that through and go get food. Go get ways to purify water. You can order on Amazon little water purifier pumps that you can, ones that you can take on camping. You can buy a Berkey water filter system. Get a way to purify water. Have a source of food for at least 30 days for you and your family. And I also recommend investing in precious metals, silver, gold if you can. Gold's very expensive, but silver right now, and get some silver. Wherever you saw in history the flags of the nations, wherever there was an eagle, the eagle represented silver. That's why the United States had the silver dollar, because the United States founded currency was on silver, and the eagle represented the silver. The lion, whenever you saw that on a flag, represented gold. So Great Britain, what did they have? What's their emblem? It's the lion. So Great Britain's empire was run off gold, and the United States empire was run off silver. Both of these are just conduits of energy, by the way. Gold and silver are conduits of energy. That's why they are so valuable. It's a currency. It's an energy exchange between two people. And whenever in history there was a griffin flag, those were the empires, and there was, I think, only one really. Tartaria's empire had a griffin on their flag, indicating that they had gold and silver. But if you saw a flag and their emblem was a lion, they had gold. You saw a flag and their emblem was the eagle, they had silver. I was thinking this morning the song Silver and Gold from Rudolph show. Anyway, silver and gold. Invest in some, get some precious metals. I don't know what's coming, but I do know something is coming. There's a lot of talk, actually, chatter online, videos I've watched, maybe 5 or 6 in the past 3 days about people believe that. I'm not laughing at it, but it's just funny to say that they believe the rapture's coming soon, and they give date predictions. I'm not into date predictions. However, I do believe that we're in the year of 7. If you add up 2023, it's 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 3 is 7. Backdating it, the year Trump took office is 2017. The year he stepped into office is 2017. If you add 2 plus 1, that's 3, plus 7 is 10. You always drop the zeros. Zeros don't count. So that's 1. 2017 was the year 1. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 15:52, in the twinkling of an eye at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. Year 1 was 2017. The whole world changed, and you had people went ballistic. People still really have a hard time with Trump. They call it TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. And everything that was within mankind became revealed in 2017. My life changed massively in 2017. 2017 was year 1. 2018, 2 plus 1 plus 8. Okay, so yeah, 2018. 2 plus 1 plus 8 is what? 11, but you add 1 plus 1, you get 2. So 2018 was the year 2. 2 is the number of witness. It means testimony. So Genesis 1:2, the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Jesus sent his disciples out in twos, because 2 is always witness, to give witness, to observe and speak on behalf of an event, of a thing, of an individual. 2019, you add that up, 2 plus 1, that's 3, plus 9, 12, but 1 plus 2 is 3. So 2019 was the year God, I really believe, enacted judgment on the earth. Now, just because judgment is being enacted upon the earth doesn't mean it's necessarily one side or the other was good, one side or the other was bad. The Bible says the pit, well, I can't remember this verse by heart right now, but basically the sentiment is, he who digs a pit for his neighbor shall fall therein himself. Meaning, they tried to do something bad, God turns it back on them. 2019 was a significant year, and it was really, we could all say, I think the last year it felt like the era previously. And then comes 2024. 2 plus 2. So 2024, 2. I mean, 2020, not 2024. 2020, 2 plus 2 is 4. And 4 is always the number of division. So the very first word, this is why the Bible is such an incredible book. Someone asked me the other day, do I read it literal? I said I read it literal, metaphorical, spiritual, mystical. I look at it from I look for hidden coded language sets. In fact, I haven't cracked this code, but I know, because I've read books about, you can read like the every 23rd word or every 17th word, and you can get a meaning and a message just from that. It's incredible depth in that. However, 2020 adds to 4, and the first time the word divide was mentioned in the Bible was Genesis 1:4, and it says, and God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Well, what was 2020? The world was divided. It was a dividing year. You were either on one side or the other. You had to choose. It was no different than Joshua saying to his people, choose ye this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. The irony was, those that seek to save their life will lose it. Those that lose their life for my sake and the gospel, Jesus said, the same shall save it. Always dichotomy presented in this reality. So 2020 was the year of division, 4. 2021 adds to 5. 5 is the number of life. The first day life was in a living creature in Genesis chapter 1 was day 5. 5 is the number of life. 6 is the number of man, 2022. And only last year was 2022 was pretty intense. And then we have 2023, and it's the year of completion. And everything is about to crumble in the year of completion because 2024 adds to 8. And 8 is always the number of new beginning. So God commanded Abraham to circumcise his children on the 8th day. 7 days, God completes the earth in 7 days. And on the 8th, what does he do? He starts again, begins again. 8 is always the number of new beginning. And if you put it on its side, it's the infinite loop. So people can go one way or the other. I really believe X.com, which is previously Twitter, is actually showing the timeline split that people will go one way or the other. There is no, well, let me just say, in the consensus reality of humanity right now, people are going to go to the left-hand path or the right-hand path, but they've already chosen. The fruit of this is about to come to fruition. So 2024 is 8, new beginnings. Trump is coming back to get elected, I believe. A lot of things are going to shift. People are going to get, the mass arrests are going to take place. The truth is going to come out. It's going to humble every single one of us. It's not going to be a prideful. There's so many in the truth movement or the conservative political movement that are like vindictive and like, get him. It is going to humble every single person. All of us. There is no unity without humility, first of all, but it will humble every single one of us. And it must come to pass. For when we are humbled, then we can be lifted up. That's the dichotomy. Those will, like I said, Jesus said, those who seek to save their life, the same shall lose it. Those that are willing to lose their life for my sake and the gospel, the same shall save it. It's a dichotomy. Just like God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the lowly. Submit yourself unto the Lord, and he shall raise you up. It's a dichotomy always. We humble ourselves, we're raised up. We raise ourselves up, we're humbled. So 2024 is going to be an incredibly humbling year, but the bondage will break. We are leaving the age of bonds. Government and corporations printing money to enslave and ensnare with interest and usury humans. And what I was talking to the doctor about, getting back to that story with the eye doctor, I said, what made the United States so profoundly different than every country anywhere ever exist in existence was the founding document starts with we, the people. See, the world previously to that statement, we, the people, was defined by theys. Those who run corporations, governments, and medias. Those were the theys. But this country, and I can already hear, I don't know if it's in my mind or I can hear people on the left saying, talking about all slavery and women's rights and all the things, but that is an infused narrative to dilute from the universal truth of the document stating, we the people. The meek shall inherit the earth, Jesus said. You and I, dear brother and sister, the meek. What is meek? Not weak. Meek is strength under control. This is why I believe the word phonetically sounds like weak, because you take the W, you flip it upside down. It's the inverted. It's not weak. It is strength, but it is strength applied in the right setting. It is internal strength. It's internal fortitude. It's your own internal constitution. It's the grit within you. It's the chutzpah. It is meekness, not weakness, that is going to be the virtue by which those who inherit the earth are honored by. So we the people. And it's not just in this country, it's in the world. It's globally. We the people. We are all brothers and sisters. That's why I always start this, hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Golden Rule Revolution. We are brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter our skin color, our religious view, our spiritual view, or monetary view. We are brothers and sisters. And the theys control us, the brothers and sisters, by dividing us with labels and division and fear and false teachings and lies and scare tactics and false flags and constantly traumatizing we the people. We are so traumatized. And then when people act out in their trauma, then we judge one another because we're actually afraid that that could affect us. So we push people away, we slander, we complain, we do all sorts of terrible things. But it is truly an intention to separate the family of God. We the people, made in the image of the Creator. We are the family, and the they are, this is maybe a different podcast, but they are not of the same family. They're not. They believe they are the seed of Cain, the Canaanites. And Cain was a byproduct of the serpent and Eve having intercourse. The woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Beguiled means to enrapture, to catch one up, and to have a sexual or intimate relation with someone. The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And then God says to the serpent, I will put enmity between thy seed, Cain, and her seed, Abel. So you have the line of Cain, which is interesting that Hillary Clinton took as a vice presidential candidate for her 2016 campaign, Timothy Cain. You also have John McCain. These are not accidental names. You have the house of Cain, that's the they. And then you have the descendants of Adam through Seth, because Cain killed Abel, where you get Cainable. Cain ate Abel, cannibal. They consume the death of their hybrid or they have some genetic code like us, so they can look like us, but they don't have the soul of the Most High God. They don't have neshama. Neshama, Genesis 2, chapter 16 says, and God breathed into man, and man became a living soul. So we, the people, have the soul of the Most High God. We are the Adamic line. It is we, the people. So without going too far down that rabbit hole, I want to bring it back to they, who are a minority, are losing power because God is establishing right order back into the earth. And the earth is just an anagram for heart, E-A-R-T-H or H-E-A-R-T. And why heaven and earth is so important, because heaven, H-E-A, like H-E-A-R-T, heaven, heart, even, E-V-E-N. The balanced heart or peace on earth is heaven. We've been living in hell on earth, truly hell on earth. And we are walking into the beautiful heaven on earth. That's why Jesus said, when you pray, pray, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So bring down into this realm, the earth, the heart, in the balanced heart, the God's heart, the peace that passes all understanding. We bring it down. And now we are about to witness the takedown of the old world power structure. Because we, the people, in love, not anger, in love, not judgment, in love and humility, are choosing to come forth, speak our truth, face our pain, release that pain so we can heal. And in our healing, be a lamp and a light into the world. God will do what God will do. You and I must do what we have to do. And part of doing what we have to do is being prepared. So I encourage you, please go get food supply for 30 days. I don't know when. So don't buy stuff that can perish, but buy enough food that you can live on for 30 days, you and your family. And get a source of water to have clean water. Get a Berkey filter, get a little camping pump. Know where to get water. Your water can get turned off. The city can come. They could turn. They not only could turn the water off to your house, but they could actually shut the water off flowing to all homes. Because when you're dealing with a sociopath, it's usually a murder-suicide attempt. They're going to be taken out, so they'll take as many out as they can with them. They know them. But there's nothing to be afraid of. This is not a fear-based narrative. It's just understanding who they are. That's why Jesus said, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves, or gentle as doves. Wise as serpents, gentle as doves. We have to know how the serpent operates so that we don't get bit when the time comes that it may strike. And it's interesting, I said harmless. I was like, wait, that's new Bible versions say harmless, but the King James Bible says gentle. Gentle means that you have the ability to become, you're strong, and your touch is gentle because there's an intention of gentleness. Not harmless, because sometimes we have to protect ourselves and our loved ones, and that may inflict harm. But it's always the intent in love to protect those behind us, not to hurt those in front of us. So that's the message today. It's an important message. I hope you hear it. We have Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, next Friday, September 23rd. A lot of things are going to change. If you can, buy silver, have some food supply, and get an ability to have clean, drinkable water. I love you all, dear brother and sister. I hope you hear this message based in love and honor for you and your life and your loved ones. There is good coming. I just want you to hold on to that. There is good coming. The fear-based, especially in religion, is based. Religion cannot keep a sustained population if it didn't use fear. All of a sudden, when people experience the love of God, they become mystics and leave and go into their own personal journey. Yes, they gather with people, but they're not constantly brainwashed with the fear-based narrative of hold on, hold tight. No, we don't need fear at all. Perfect love casteth out all fear. So this message is not a message of fear. It's a message of love. It's a message of honor. And it's a message of our family remembering who we are so we can celebrate together. So I can celebrate with you. You can celebrate with me. And we can start building the true human life we were intended to build, to live in, to create. And this is not pipe dream narrative. This is true reality. I have a buddy who's an economist is predicting the dollar crash by 40% by January. I heard this morning on this podcast, dollar will crash by 30%. Either way, there are very smart and articulate and intelligent people looking at what's going on, but all these things must come to pass because we're leaving the age of bondage, the bond age. All the fake money and all the stuff that has been used to control us for so long and keep us slaves. We will no longer be slaves. We will be kings and priests. We will be the head, not the tail. We will teach the world what true love of God and love of each other looks like. And in this movement that is being birthed, we will stand for life. We will stand for love. And we will stand for the liberation of every single person on this planet. I love you all. I bless you all. I am Lucas Mack. This is the Golden Rule Revolution and I'll talk to you on the next episode.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening. For support in your journey, go to my website, lucasmack.com.